How's everyone doing? Today I have an awesome-tastic mail day. I've got a signed Laserdisc, vinyl, a bunch of signed movies as well. This was basically a ton of signed stuff in this mail day. There's a couple collectors selling some stuff. I talk back and forth to different collectors, and when they decide to sell certain items, they let me know, and I was lucky enough to pick some stuff up. And there's some stuff that I didn't know the people, and I just happened to get lucky and see that they were selling some of their stuff. But first off, I'm going to show one of the non-signed items. This just came in the mail, and it's Evil Ed. This is a release from Arrow Video. Also, as always, if you've seen these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them, and let me know what your favorite pickup from this video is. But back to Evil Ed, another great Arrow Video US release. It's region free. It's a 3-disc special edition. This is the special Ed-etion. Includes the original 93-minute cut. Tons of behind the scenes stuff. A 3-hour, I believe. Yeah, 3-hour making of documentary. And you got the 2 versions of the film. You got the new one with some extra scenes added in there. Just a ton of special features. You get Blu-ray, DVD, and then another Blu-ray right here. Newly commissioned artwork. This is a Swedish film, and it's all dubbed except for one character's voice wasn't dubbed. I think the actress who played Mel. But it was actually some of the best dubbing that I've ever seen. It matches up with the lips so well. So really good job there. And obviously it is heavily influenced by Evil Dead, Reanimator, Peter Jackson, especially Evil Dead. A lot of those shots, those jarring, shaky cam kind of movements, going forcefully down to whatever they're trying to see. Very reminiscent. A lot of scenes, and of course they say groovy at one point. This is just a super cheesy, sleazy, B movie. You know you're getting yourself into with this one. It's basically about this guy who's like a film editor, and he's being forced essentially to edit all these horror movies, the Loose Limbs series, the franchise. I think there's so far 8 of them that they mention in this, and he slowly goes downhill into a spiral of insanity. He gets traumatized by the violence. I think it's kind of parodying, the notion that violent movies, music, video games can affect you and make you do violent things. So he starts going crazy and killing people, chopping people's limbs off, and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, I think it definitely drags in the later, like the 3rd act, big time. I think some of the added stuff doesn't help the film. I think it hinders it. I think the original cut was actually a little bit better. Yeah, towards the end though, it gets a little bit too ridiculous, and the pacing doesn't work. But I think fans of the film will love this release. This is just loaded with special features on here. I checked out some of the special features. I like the intro too. The intro was so fun. They're just kind of like talking over each other, but you can tell they had a lot of fun making this movie. The editing part, it didn't seem like they had quite as much fun. And they had a lot more footage than they realized. Like there's one part in the special features where they're going through a pantry closet in Sweden, and they're going through all the different film reels and editing notes and stuff like that, which was really interesting to see. But I'll go ahead and show you. There's the disc artwork right there. I like how it has unique disc artwork. And some of the creature effects were really cool in here, and some awesome gore effects, especially towards the end. I love the final gore effects scene. And then again, you've got the booklet right here, which has some awesome scenes and behind the scenes information. There's the original artwork that I always remember seeing. There's that one in the fridge, that creature that's in the fridge. I love that. Hilarious. There's some really WTF moments in this movie. So if you're a fan of it, you'll love this release. Great job from Arrow Video US. Now let's get into some of the signed goodies. First up is 2 Evil Eyes. And I got this, actually not recently. I got this one, it's been sitting over here. I don't think I've ever showed it, so I figured I'd just go ahead and throw it in this update. And I actually ended up getting this on eBay, in fact. And one of the things I like, I try not to buy too much on eBay when it comes to signed stuff, because authenticity is big and important to me. But they provided pictures of the signing, and I love that. You can see the actual signing. So, and it turns out I ended up selling stuff to this guy on a Facebook horror forum or group. So that was pretty cool. He messaged me. He was like, "Hey, small world." I'm like, "Yeah, definitely." So once he realized it was me. So it was signed up by, this is Two Evil Eyes, Edgar Allan Poe adaptation from George A. Romero and Dario Argento, two stories. And it's signed by George A. Romero and then Adrienne Barbeau, and his segment was by far my favorite. The Dario Argento one I was not a big fan of, with Harvey Keitel. And I know towards the end of the movie, or when the credits roll, they say, you know, the animal whatever health thing, no, the cat wasn't traumatized or hurt. That's hard to believe. It looks like they were physically hurting that cat in the second half of the movie, the Dario Argento segment. But yeah, the George A. Romero one, I loved that segment. So very happy that I was able to get it signed up by George A. Romero and Adrienne Barbeau, who were in the first part of it. Really enjoyed the heck out of it. Yeah, the facts in the case of Mr. Valdemar, which was really good. And then the second one, I'm trying to find the name of it on here, The Black Cat. Yeah, so The Black Cat I wasn't a big fan of. This is one of the old limited Blue Underground release ones, DVD, out of number 342. I'm not sure what it's limited to, but very happy to add that one to my collection. And then next up are the Blu-Rays, which I ended up getting this one right here. A collector was selling some of his stuff, and I got this one, which is Insidious, which is signed up by Lynn Shaye, Ty Simpkins, and then I can't remember the other guy. I think he was the guy that played like the demon creature in here. But yeah, so right there. And then I already have another signed Insidious one with more signatures from a previous in-store signing. I believe all the rest of these are from in-store signings. This was from a convention, but all the rest are from in-store signings. And I've been doing there's a certain store that I've been dealing with a lot. I've already mentioned it before in the past, so they have a lot of these in-store signings, so that's where I got this one right here. And I assume because they did several signings, I think, for Insidious, so I think that's the same place where they got this one right here. So yeah, since I have this one with more signatures, I'm actually going to end up selling this one right here with the 3 signatures for Insidious. So if you're interested, I was thinking $35 plus shipping. Let me know. Right there. And next up is this one I was really super for, Children of the Corn, the original one from the Midnight Madness series. I'm surprised that nobody's jumped on this and done some kind of box set. I do like some of the later sequels, especially Urban Harvest. I thought that one was a lot of fun craziness. But I'm surprised like Scream Factory or something hasn't re-released it, because that's what they do. They re-release everything now. Movies that have had like 5, 6 releases. Hey, we'll release it, put some new artwork on, a couple new special features, slightly different transfer. People will eat it up, 30 bucks. Throw a deluxe edition for extra slipcover. Throw in a, you know, extra 15 bucks right there. I don't know, I'm kind of ranting about that. I want some more new movies is what I'm looking for. But this one right here was signed up by Courtney Gaines, Malachi, signed Malachi right there. Outlander, I love that scene. Outlander, we have your woman. She's still alive. Yeah, Linda Hamilton right there. So yeah, this one was definitely one that freaked me out when I was younger. Love the heck out of this one. Stay out of, you know, the Midwest essentially. But that was awesome. And I actually have the Blu-ray for this already, the regular unsigned one. So if anybody's interested in this, let me know. Trade, sell, whatever. Next up is a DVD for Insidious 2, another in-store signing. I know there's a Blu-ray signing for this too. And I've seen people selling the Blu-ray for it, but they want a little bit too much money. I was able to get a great deal on this one. I haven't seen Insidious 2 yet. Or Insidious 3? There's a third one, right? There's probably going to be a million of those movies. Once a franchise starts doing well, like Paranormal Activity, Saw, all those ones, they keep just pushing them out, pushing them out. And the Saw one was like the final chapter. I was like, they're going to make more. And of course they are making more. So yeah, Insidious 2, the DVD, why the heck not? If I don't end up liking it, I can always get rid of it. I thought the first one was it's grown on me. When I first saw the first Insidious movie, I was like, it's alright. I mean, it's kind of like a Poltergeist kind of rip-off a little bit. And Darth Maul in there too. But, you know, I thought it was a little bit overhyped initially, but now I appreciate it a lot more. It's got some good tension to it. So I am looking forward to checking out the sequel. And for the DVD, normally I don't pick up DVDs, but for the Two Evil Eyes, I was excited because that was the old school Blu-ray Underground one. I know there's a Blu-ray release for it, but I'm happy for getting, especially signed by legendary George A. Romero and Adrienne Barbeau, who I think is looking better with age, personally. And then next up, they were selling I guess one of the ones had a, they threw these in kind of essentially like a lot. There was Reanimator was one of the ones, but I already have Reanimator on Blu-ray, and Arrow Video I think is going to be releasing it in like a special edition. So if anybody's interested in these Reanimator Blu-rays, I've got 2, and there's a ton of special features in here, a butt ton. So yeah, I do love that artwork. That's one thing, the Arrow Video one that they've shown, I don't really love the new artwork for it. This artwork is classic. Sometimes you just don't need newly commissioned artwork when it's this nice for the original. So there you go, some stuff if you're interested for trade or sale. The Children of the Corn, the Insidious signed up one with the 3 signatures and 2 copies of Reanimator, classic right there. Not my favorite Stuart Gordon film, probably my second favorite. From Beyond is my favorite. Next up is one. Now this person right here, I don't want to kind of like you know, push for details, but their husband, I was talking to her for a while. Went to a bunch of different conventions over the years, old school conventions, and I don't know if the husband passed away or they got divorced or what the deal is, but some of them were personalized, so I didn't want the ones that were personalized. Although somebody did post online that there's certain, like depending on the gloss and stuff like that, like maybe not a Blu-ray DVD covers, but like vinyl and posters, there's a way you can remove personalizations like signatures, ink, and stuff like that. So this one wasn't personalized, though I didn't want to take that risk. And this one I had to get. I was souped on this one. It's Cronos, the Laserdisc, and it's signed by Guillermo del Toro, and I did a little sketch. He does some sketches. I feel like he doesn't do them quite as much as he used to for a lot of the signings that he does, but there it is right there in the gold. And then there's the awesome signing for the antique dealer guy in here. This one was like a really creepy, unique vampire movie. And I really liked Ron Perlman's in here. That's the guy I was trying to think of before. And he's worked a lot with Guillermo del Toro. And I heard a story that part of the reason that why he utilizes Ron Perlman so much is because the budget on here was so tight that Ron Perlman took a big pay cut to help make this happen. And so I guess Guillermo del Toro never forgot that, and he's casted him, had him cast in a bunch of other of his movies. There's Ron Perlman right there when he was younger. But yeah, I was souped on this one. And it's funny because I do have a few Laserdiscs that are signed, and I actually like it because there's a bunch of frames, like vinyl frames that you can get cheap at like Walmart, and it's the same size as the Laserdisc. So I'm going to get this one framed up for sure. I love, again, the little sketches that he does. Perfect. So very happy on this one, and I really enjoy this movie. I need to get this on the Criterion Blu-ray release. I love the heck out of that movie. Kind of an underrated Guillermo del Toro movie. Let me know what your favorite Guillermo del Toro movie is. Mine is The Devil's Backbone. Now next, was last, and kind of least in a way, is William Shatner's Ponder the Mystery. This is signed up by William Shatner and Billy Sherwood, I believe, who is the producer on here. And this was another in-store signing event. And I actually heard his album Has Been, which really surprised me. I thought that album was phenomenal, especially It Hasn't Happened Yet and Common People. Those 2 tracks were so strong. Those were the 2 first tracks of the album for Has Been. So I was like, I'm souped. And then I heard, this was a blind kind of purchase. I never heard this one before, and I got it mostly because it was signed. And it was one of the same collectors who was selling some of their stuff in here, the Blu-rays. And also, there's a lot of collaborations in here with Steve Vai. There's somebody in here that was big. Vince Gill, Edgar Winter. That was the big one. I was like, oh, Edgar Winter. That's awesome. There's a few other people like that. This is a dual gatefold cover too. Now, I haven't heard the whole album yet. And so far what I have heard is not that great. And then this is actually kind of cool too. I'll go ahead and show this. Try not to get my my fingertips on it too much on the grooves. But a nice orange, like Halloween color record right there. The second one is just black, but this one was really cool. So there you go, and it's Ponder the Mystery. But yeah, I haven't heard the whole album yet, but the first few tracks I've heard have not been that good, and it doesn't live up to Has Been at all. Has Been was so freaking good, surprised the heck out of me. So I was expecting along the same lines for this one, and especially with some of the collaborations that they had on here. I was really excited, but so far I've been let down. But again, really it's about the signature. William Shatner is a legend, so very cool. Again, I love that they're doing so many in-store signings now. I guess they must have before, but now with you know, the advent of the internet being so popular, social media, that it's just so many more opportunities, and you know about them more too. So souped on this, a lot of memorabilia and a lot of signed goodies. I'm gonna have to. I did a signed horror Blu-ray collection video a while back. You can check that out on my channel. I'm gonna have to update that because I've added a lot of signed Blu-rays to my collection recently. So I'll have to do that again. But let me know if you've seen these movies and what you think of them, and what was your favorite pickup of this this lot right here. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care.